sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you want a kick-ass t-shirt? If so, just go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. Oh, let's see. There is Ninth Circuit Court judge. Well, back it up. I forget which federal judge it was, which state judge. Suspended President Trump's EO on the visa ban for right now. It was appealed to the Ninth Circuit Court, which, of course, liberal. They refused to hear the case on an emergency basis, though they said they'll hear the case this week sometime. This is just... It is a joke and a half. It really is. We have fake news being pushed all over the place. The level at which is unprecedented. We have fake numbers being put out nonstop. The media is out to try to attack this president every which way because they are, as we call them, liberal media. So they are a little butthurt that their golden child, Hillary, is not in. This country's going down the tubes. Even with a president, sorry about that, that's trying to straighten things out, are still heading down the tubes. These rioting groups, which we're going to talk more about later. We have an establishment in Washington, D.C. that does not want to let its grip go. I mean, I didn't expect them to roll over, but we'll see how it goes, 2018. I think the people are way smarter than some of these politicians are giving them credit. I think they're way smarter. And I don't know. The one thing I do This is just, I don't know what the stats were for President Obama. I think people's, and this goes to our problem in the country, we have a self-control problem. Over 12,000 tweets call for President Trump's assassination. According to a research from a social media analyst company, over 12,000 tweets have been called or have called for the assassination of President Trump since he took office on January 20th. Now, I wonder how many Secret Service or FBI has investigated on that. And I'm not taking a shot at them. I'm just saying, how many people actually had turned those in. A Calcum _Fielding. Can someone take one for the team and assassinate Trump when he comes to the UK? Booho or Booho, BOHO 1899. Someone needs to assassinate Donald Trump. J Supreme. I hate to say this, but can someone just assassinate Trump already? Another one, I hope Melania has a secret plan to assassinate Trump and Pence with the help of her Slavian family. After her trip to the Miss May come back today after her trip to the USA. Wish she may, wish she might assassinate D. Trump tonight. As much as I did not like President Obama, I was not running around wishing for the man to be assassinated. This is showing the childish, immature, not able to control their basic functions of the Democrat parties. They are all about emotion. You're in our feelings. And the one thing I do love, and people are seeing it, people are noticing it, and the comments are being said more and more. They're seeing what the Democrat Party truly is. The mask has been ripped off. And they see it. They can see these protests and the violence for what they really are. You have others that, if someone was cruel enough to assassinate MLK, maybe someone will be kind enough to assassinate Trump. That one did get an Secret Service investigation. But what's funny is Twitter's double standard is also showing. Because there's thousands of these accounts who have made assassination threats, and they're still active. And the Twitter rules prohibit threats of violence, and we will suspend counts violating that policy. That's what Twitter said in an email. But yet, here these accounts still are. Still very active and around. Because, well, as most people know, Twitter has this double standard. No, Jesus, more Republicans are buckling at the knees over replacing Obamacare. Just get over yourselves. They're buying in like, oh my God, they're just buckling to the media. How freaking dumb can you get? Twitter has a double standard. And then the media and so forth, conservatives are held to such a high standard. But Democrats can do whatever they want. I've seen people suspended that didn't make threats that Twitter claimed were threats. That's why I really couldn't give a rat's ass about Twitter. I have a Twitter account. I do stuff on Twitter. But I know it's a liberal piece of shit software. I tried to do my best on it. I do have a Gab account, but the problem is I forgot the information. So I got to go through all that to try to get it back. Of course, you had the liberals who had to ruin this guy's software with the false claims. Because I know a lot of people that get a little worried about going there because all the exaggerated claims of it's racist, only white supremacists. I guess that one David Brock is talking about building is nothing but for violent anarchists and anti-American personnel. Hey, I mean, that's what they do to everybody else. They throw out these wild accusations, have no basis. Now, this one really pissed me off. Oh, did it piss me off? That's why. That sounds a little better now. And this California should be stepping up and putting an investigation into this guy. California State Senate President Pro Kevin DeLeon said last Tuesday that half his family was in the country illegally using false documents and eligible for deportation under President Trump's new executive orders against sanctuaries jurisdictions. He is admitting he is harboring criminals. You cannot harbor criminals. Go ahead, try it and see what our government does to you. I thought having a fake Social Security card was against the law. Isn't that a fake identity and all that crap? So this senator in California is openly admitting breaking U.S. laws. How is this senator not being investigated by the federal government? Why? Because there's two sets of laws, it seems, anymore. One for Democrats and one for everybody else. Let's see, let me see if that video, if I can get the video real quick. See, this is what pisses me off about what's going on. We have politicians openly admitting what? Openly admitting that they're harboring criminals. Trying to get the video to work. Come on. I hit play. It no play. Trying to get this to work.
Good morning. I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to present SB 54, which will protect the safety and well-being of all Californians by ensuring that state and local resources are not used to separate families and ultimately hurt the California
I gotta
economy.
move forward.
This past week, the president confirmed some of our worst fears by signing an executive order on interior immigration enforcement. He will not focus on criminals, as he promised on the campaign trail. Stone had with regards to withholding any funds for the state of California. More specifically, this goes to law enforcement. In Section 9 of the executive order, it says here, Section 9A, in furtherance of this policy, the Attorney General and the Secretary, in their discretion and to the extent consistent with law, shall ensure that jurisdictions that willfully refuse to comply with 8 U.S. Code 1373, these are sanctuary jurisdictions, are not eligible to receive federal grants, except as deemed necessary for law enforcement purposes by the Attorney General or the Secretary. Therefore, there's an exemption clause there for local law enforcement and state law enforcement agencies throughout California, throughout the nation, who do not...
Come on. Oh, never works. Trying to get more closer to when he makes the comments without having to hear all the rhetoric from. And the video goes black, of course. I see California website really sucks. This is off a California legislation information website. It's got video to their meetings, and, well, it can't even play a simple video. How appropriate. Let's see if that works. Gonna try download the video, and that's where I can play it on my system. That scared the crap out of me. All right, I'm done with this. I'm gonna see if I can download the file and get it all queued up. In the meantime, we're gonna go to break. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be. Oops. God bless it. You know, I swear I set this stuff up. I got gremlins. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless. I don't understand how he is not arrested. Specifically under U.S. Title 8, U.S. Code 1324, which we've talked about extensively. It is illegal under subsection 1324A1AV. Expressly makes it an offense to engage in a conspiracy to commit, aid, or abet the commission of the foregoing offenses. And this is the title underneath illegal aliens. You cannot aid and abet. You cannot knowingly help these people commit crimes. He knowingly knows they have fake Social Security cards. Lord knows if I had a fake Social Security card and got admitted it out in public. I mean, we have them admitting left, right, and center. They have these. And nothing's being done. Let me break. I know someone's family. They're devastated. The one family member went to Walmart. The automatic cashier system beeped. It beeped, but it didn't ring up. Just a couple items. Well under $50. Yeah. Arrested, charged, and now has been able to work in 2 years, even though charges were dropped, because it pops up on their background check. Oh, yeah, that's okay. We can destroy American citizens' lives for a machine error, but we ignore state senators aiding and abetting illegal aliens with fake Social Security card, fake federal documents. That doesn't make sense to me. It just... How is it so many admit to it? You had that gentleman on Fox the other night openly admitting on airwaves that he had a fake Social Security card. And he did it without any fear. Here. I got that video finally downloaded. Let's see where I'm at. All right. I think I got it queued pretty close.
Ultimately hurts the California economy to do the job. This past week, the president confirmed some of our... I think there's universal agreement across the board, irrespective of your political party, persuasion, your ethnicity, your geographical place of residence, whether you live on the coast or in the Central Valley, Inland Empire, or East San Diego County, that we don't want bad actors in our neighborhood, in our community, in our state, in our nation. We don't want them, irrespective of who they are and where they come from. That's our reality.
But yet the Democrat Party keeps protecting them and conflating all of them together, which, I'm sorry, you're here illegally? You're a criminal.
And that's something we agree with, 100%. But I think we also agree, and I think Mr. Stone and Mr. Anderson will also agree, everyone on this committee will agree, that immigrants who come to this country, the vast majority, irrespective of their legal status, are very hardworking, law-abiding residents who pay their taxes every year. And the reality is, with the executive order and the criteria that has been developed, any individual, I can tell you half of my family would be eligible for deportation under the executive order. Because if they got a false Social Security card, if they got a false identification, if they got a false driver's license prior to us passing AB 60, if they got a false green card, and anyone who has family members, who are undocumented knows that almost entirely everybody has secured some sort of false identification. That's what you need to survive, to work. They are eligible
criminals
for
get those.
Deportation.
Openly admits it, and nothing will be done to him. The man took an oath to uphold our Constitution and our laws, and he is lying about it. And CNN, they were just talking about, I'm sorry to jump subjects, but talking about how, Trump is getting the media to play pile on the rabbit so bad right now. And they're just overloading the media and the Democrats and everything. They're just attacking everything at a furious pace, and it's funny. Because they're overloading to the point that people are starting to go, they're biased. Which they are, but it's just, it's showing massively because everything this man says, they attack. And it kind of screams bias right there. So yeah, right now it might be working a little bit. We get another month or two into his policy, people are going to start going, wow, they're disagreeing with him. Yeah. They think they're delegitimizing Trump when Trump's actually delegitimizing, and needs to be, the lamestream media, the liberal media. He's exposing them for what they really are. And they're too stupid. Oh, Trump just arrived at MacDill Air Force Base. He is in Tampa. Maybe I'll take a ride down and, say what's up. Yeah. That would get me arrested real quick, wouldn't it? How are these Democrats running around screaming? I mean, they talk about laws and constitutions, and they're the ones that put more than half these damn laws in place. Then they don't follow them. And I know this has been going on, and I'm not shocked. I'm a little at the extent to which I really don't think this senator should be left in office. He has proven that he does not and will not follow our laws and Constitution, that he's willing to ignore for personal gain. So if he's willing to do that, what other laws is he willing to ignore for personal gain? And that's what it shows me. Now, to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. Listen, I'm not a fan of Patriots. In fact, I don't like them, but I'm an Eagles fan. They knocked my Eagles out of the Super Bowl. I'm laughing because so many pundits and predictors were behind Atlanta against the Patriots simply because Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are personal and good friends with Donald Trump. So the media jumped behind Atlanta, attacked them. Even one of my friends made a comment about at halftime how, the Patriots were acting like Donald Trump or something like that. And I had a snicker by the end of the game. Because, well, I mean, the media had deja vu all over again of election night. The massive comeback from behind. I mean, really, Trump never was behind at all at any point during election night, but you know what I mean by it. And At Wall Street Journal, the Falcons now have a 91.6% chance of winning the Super Bowl. Woo. Oh, my God. Oh, that was put out at like 8:46. ESPN said they had a 99.3% chance of winning. Oh, my God. Oh, the people just ran their mouth. Liberals were just going all over it. And then they had to... I'm finding this extremely funny on the fact that liberals, they just were, oh my God, look at this, we got it. Oh God. No. So sad. I'm going to give Lady Gaga credit. You know, I've been hearing both sides that NFL was banning her, that she didn't care, she was going to do a political statement, F the man. And lo and behold, she comes out. She sings. I'm not into her music. She did a wonderful performance. The drone thing was cool as anything. She did that, and she left. That. I really wonder how much the NFL stepped in on it. Whether they want to admit it or not, they're taking a massive hit, they were, because of Kaepernick and all the other stuff that came out about the NFL. You can try to cover it up all you want. They took a massive hit in their ratings. People got tired of it, and maybe Goodell finally got his head out of his ass and said, you know what, we got to step back. It's a good thing. But Lady Gaga, I think that's her name, came out, sang the song, did her performance, and that was it. Perfect. I don't want to listen to political. And that right there, if she would have done it, I would have turned it off. My wife would have been pissed. But I would have turned it off there. I give her credit, too. That jump she did off the roof. That was pretty cool. Hey, I'm willing to give credit where credit's due. And listen, the politician or these celebrities have a right to voice freedom of speech. I know that. But you know what? It's getting a little ridiculous. They've been trying to force, and they use that platform, really push it, and it gets tiresome after a while having these elitists up there trying to tell me how to think. And I hear so many, well, this one said this. Sorry, no. I don't care what you think. And it gets tiresome. Whoop. It really does get tiresome. Just as it gets tiresome hearing about these politicians that are breaking the law, that feel they're above the law, and just admitting, they openly admit anymore, they don't even hide they're breaking law and not holding up to their oath of office. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying calf for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. At least trying to. It's It's crazy what this country is becoming and what the liberals have really... It's funny, all these years, this is what I heard about liberals. And, well... they're actually, they're showing more and more that those statements were correct. Oh, it's a travesty that we're forced under one set of rules while our politicians are living underneath a different set. And I don't understand when you sit there and you have people admitting that they're openly breaking the law, and then you're upset about enforcing the laws because people that are willing to buy fake documents, federal documents, if I do it, they don't want to hear excuses. And there's no one going to be sitting there going, well, we don't want to separate his family. We can't send him to jail. We don't want to separate his family. Please. They're sitting there going, oh well, time for him to go to jail. He broke the law. Yeah, it's that evil, evil white privilege I have. I got to follow the law while others get to break the law. Friggin'. It just... Because let me tell you, I can break some laws and justify it. I can justify, I won't do it. This is an example. I could justify going and robbing a bank. And very well justifying why I did it. I don't think I'll have a single Democrat putting up any type of sanctuary cities for me. I don't think I'll have a single Democrat protesting on my behalf. This excuse that they use about why they're doing things, it's just that. It's an excuse. Because to them, it's nothing more than more votes on their side. And that's what they see it as. They see it as votes. You can talk all the trash you want. Everybody with a brain knows there is illegals voting. So, and it's funny how Republicans and Democrat alike are so against any type of investigation. They're so against it. Well, why are they so against it? A simple investigation into whether there is voter fraud on a massive scale going on. It seems some people have some things to hide. I mean, that's what they tell us when they put some of these laws in and some of these surveillance laws. Oh, you have nothing to hide. You have nothing to worry about. Well, same seems to go for these politicians. If they have nothing to hide, then they have nothing to worry about. We're going to change up the subject, and we're going to go to that Mr. Khan. Some of you might remember him from the DNC, and he attacked, at that point, candidate Donald Trump. And Donald Trump responded, and it was, oh my God, he's attacking. No, he wasn't. But what he's doing is he's now pushing some fake news. And on Thursday, MSNBC's Power in the Presidency College Forum, well, did he push for fake news? He said, he was asked, let me back it up a little bit. Damn mouse. This question is primarily to Mr. Khan. What do you think is the obligation of the university like ours to students, primarily Muslim students and students from other countries, in light of President Trump's recent travel ban executive order? So Mr. Khan's response, you did this? I could not believe. This is absolutely funny. This is fake news. I humbly request the future leaders of this country and future leaders sitting here of the world remain vigilant, remain standing, remain speaking. Your voice is being heard. Your voice is being heard throughout the world. I love that. Always they got to throw in that world part. Well, because that's what they want. My request... His request, my humble advice to my sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, remain peaceful. They will entice, they will incite violence so that they can claim then that we have to deal with it with force. Remain peaceful, remain vigilant, remain standing with one another. That is my advice. We are not inciting violence. We don't want to see violence. The left is pushing the violence. The left is being violent. And we still have not had to deal with it, with the force that they are talking about. This is the rhetoric that comes out of the left non-stop. This is the rhetoric that Americans are getting tired of. I don't know about you, but that is the fake news that keeps being pushed and pissing off Americans left, right, and center. It's just like that whole Donald attacked a Gold Star family. No, he didn't. He responded. You had a gentleman who decided who jumped into politics. That's what they say about Donald Trump. It doesn't matter whether this is Gold Star or not, because they attack Pat Smith all the time. They attack Pat Smith all the time. They attack the family members all the time. And it's okay for them. Well, I ain't buying your bullshit. I haven't bought it in a long time. I don't listen to Mr. Khan because he's being turned into just what? And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. UN, United Nations, gay rights and envoy. Religious freedoms, not an absolute right. But when it comes to the Muslims, it's an absolute right. When it comes to everybody else, people, you have no right with a religion. And that is from the UN and the little stepbrother, stepsister, Democrat Party. There it is in a nutshell for you. The UN has turned into everything it was against at the start. Everything it was supposed to defend against, it has become. It is supposed to fight against these injustices, and it is promoting those injustices. Between the countries being taken over by those same people it has been sworn to protect against, to eluding those countries that we fight against to stop this, they are now in charge of the UN. Countries that have the biggest human rights violations are now in charge of the Human Rights Committee in the UN. Everything it was about, it has become. And I will fight on this station, this show, to my last breath against the UN. I do believe we need to exit the UN. NATO, I agree with what Trump said. I've said that for a while. Either they start paying their equal share, or we step out. We have been putting up more people, more equipment, more money to protect Europe so they could push this socialism while we defend them. And now they want to spit on us. We put up a large amount of money into the UN for that money to be transferred to the countries that spit on us. I say no more. If Europe wants the NATO to continue, then we need to look at equaling things out. Oh. See, I don't even think we can correct the UN. UN has become too corrupt. And once you have that level of corruption, you can't fix it. And that's what happens with these organizations, why I'm against any type of organization like this. It's because they become so corrupt. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the HighPlainsPundit.com. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Someone has created a meme of, sorry, this is funny. I think it's hilarious. For the Super Bowl last night, and, it's got a picture of Brady playing a game in the Atlanta Falcons. And it says, I haven't seen a lead blown this badly since Hillary's 2016 campaign. That's... I mean, and the snowflakes are going nuts. The liberals, because they were jumping behind Trump like no tomorrow. Or, excuse me, they were jumping around behind Atlanta because of Trump. It's hysterical. They just keep getting kicked in the face time and time again. And then this one, I know this one's been around for a little bit, but oh my God, it just hurts my head. Damn, the NFL's been around longer than our government. We've had 50 Super Bowls and only 45 presidents. I didn't know that. Oh, my head hurts on that one. It really does. Oh. Oh. And last but not least, there's one more. And there's a lot of people liking this and pushing this around. How dare the NFL build stadium walls to keep fans that haven't paid for a ticket from entering the game? Not my Super Bowl. Hey, that's it. Patriots aren't my Super Bowl champs because I don't like Trump. Oh, my God. Please tell me this is fake. Please tell me this is fake. Anti-Patriots protesters take to the streets after New England's victory, shouting Tom Brady is a fascist and winning is racist. Please, somebody tell me that is fake. Please. I gotta look this up. I'm hoping. Nope. Wait a minute. Oh. So far, I haven't seen it. I'm hoping that's fake. God, I'm hoping. That scares me, that if that's actually true. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them because I was just making that joke. Not mine, champions. And then I go and see that. That really hurts my head. It does. Because, totally. I'm sure everybody is having the same reaction. Either they're going, that's fake, or they're going, oh my God. Because I can actually see these liberals doing that. I really can. It. Oh, God. I'm hoping. But, I mean, it really... It can't be. I'm sorry, this just has totally blown my mind that they might be actually protesting a Super Bowl win. Just because they didn't like Trump and Trump was supporting the Patriots. That's... Well, I got to get my mind on something else, or I'm going to be stuck in a loop right there. Because it just... The Secret Service has put the Atlantic on blast for fake news. My head's still stuck around that. Oh. The U.S. Secret Service lashed out at the Atlantic's Washington editor-at-large for a series of tweets officials said were completely fake. Surprise, surprise. Seriously, I'm not surprised at all. He put in reports coming in that some Secret Service management level personnel forced to resign tonight and escorted out of EEOB to out, but sources say more. That was kind of shocking. Then we had, over the course of the next hour, Clemens continued to tweet erroneous information, included statements he attributed to Secret Service managers. One of the fired at Secret Service managers speculates Trump is restructuring the service, but this is speculation. Secret Service were reached out, who confirmed they contacted Clemens via Twitter, advising him that his story was not accurate. Quote, his story was false. That was coming from Secret Service spokesman Joe Casey. It was not the Secret Service personnel who was fired or escorted out of the building. It seems, again, liberals were in a rush to get their story out before confirming any facts because he had a plane to catch from Tokyo to Washington, D.C. Last note on the Secret Service firings tonight. Before boarding flight, I posted all I've been told, and perhaps more Secret Service managers, folks, and boarding 14-hour flight to D.C. See at Secret Service tweet below. You may want to pursue with Secret Service at Jake Tapper, Matt Al, all the other liberal pundits. Well, the Washington Examiner actually contacted the Secret Service and reported that the officials denied Clemens' report, calling it absolutely false.
The Washington News outlet describes Clemens as a longtime left-wing think tank writer who now serves as the Washington editor-at-large of the Atlantic and National Journal. He has retracted his false report. Secret Service spokesman Casey stated, after getting Wi-Fi on his flight, Clemens began to realize his error and backtracked on his tweets. Surprise, surprise. He then tweeted that Secret Service responded that they are not the agency that had management changes last night. Another agency did. He then admitted he made an assumption about what agency the fired workers reported to instead of getting statements from the Secret Service or the White House. Well, he assumed, and it certainly made an ass out of him. It is the CISO function, at minimum, in White House that saw forced resignation last night. These folks work with Secret Service, but not of Secret Service. Clemens apologized for error several times late Friday evening. He responded to a reader who appeared to be concerned with fake news reports by journalists. He tweeted, "I get that, but there are good journalists out there." He doesn't seem to be one of them. Let's see. I, along with general public, am having trouble trusting any stories. This was sent to Clemens. Any story at all, because this happens daily. The worst. And this is normal. This is not anything. This is nothing new, to be honest. Same old, same old. It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. When will we have reporting of honesty? These liberals are such in a rush to attack Donald Trump, President Trump. They don't care about facts. All they care about is reporting something and getting in front of everybody else. And it amazes me that we continue to allow. I understand freedom of press and all that crap, but the fact is,
there's freedom of press, but when you're blatantly putting out information that you have not backed up, it's getting tiresome in this world. It really is. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the highplainspundit.com. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Let's see where are we at. And my brain is still spinning over that that there might have been protest. I don't think there is. I really don't, but I could see them doing it nowadays. And they're just, the hatred they have, the bias. It doesn't matter. It's just, Trump bad. We hate everything. Agreeing with him. Trump bad. Well, Trump said that he was going to send in help to Chicago, and the mayor finally agreed to it. And it wasn't like threats being, he finally agreed he would take any help. The ATF has permanently relocated agents to the violent-plagued Chicago. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive, which is really weird. It's BATFE, but it's the ATF. Almost 800 homicides in 2016, an upward trend in violence already in January 2017. The new agents will be part of the Chicago Crime Guns Strike Force. ATF headquarters in Washington sent out a bulletin to field officers around the country Wednesday looking for agents to volunteer for permanent transfer to the Chicago area. It's unusual to ask for a permanent relocation in reaction to a specific problem. Normally, it's a normal practice is for the agency to request a surge of agents for 30 to 60 days. This is not a federal government overtake. I see this as a federal government assisting local law enforcement with their issues. It's been shown that, for whatever reason, they have not been able to get their problems under control. So, this is not a national federalization of anything. When there's that much violence going on, if I was the mayor, I'd be taking as much help as I could from anywhere I can get it. I'm in agreement with this. Chicago's state of violence has been bad and just getting worse and worse and worse. So, now this shouldn't be a permanent basis. I know they said permanent, but if 6 months from now they have the issues under control and on a downward spiral, and they don't see a need to have the ATF still there and this task force at full throttle, I would agree. At that point, it's time to start taking the federal agents out of there and going where needed. There shouldn't be a permanent encampment. Sorry, playing around with my mouse there. The top of this mouse is magnetic, so that's how it keeps it closed. Better than those little clip ones. The clips always break after a while. it's... And I know people are going to freak. Oh, God forbid we have cooperation going on. It's... And it seems that CNN was more worried about Trump's tweet than worrying about the high volume of black-on-black crime, or even just the blacks' death rate that's going on there. I'm so sick of we can't talk about it because you're racist. No, most people want to talk about it because they care about the communities and the people, the innocent Americans that are getting slaughtered in their own city. It's like a war-torn area. And if we talk about it, we're racist. No, we're not. It's amazing how you can't talk about things. Because talking about it makes it real. Making it real means that the Democrats failed. That's what it comes down to. The Democrats don't want to talk about it because it's their failure. Their policy, their rules have failed. But will they admit that? Nope. They would rather put American citizens' lives at risk than admit that they made a mistake or that their failures are not successful and not helping. They'll tell you how that just means you need more rules to follow. But they're worried about your rights. They're so worried about your rights, they want to control every aspect of your life. They want to control everything you do, eat and drink. Except if it's drugs, then you can do those. They're for drugs. But everything else, they have to tell us what to do. I think this poll from CBS tells you everything you need to know about Democrats. 7 out of 10 Democrats believe that Islam encourages violence, about the same as other religions. Democrats believe that Christianity is encouraging violence. I don't know about you, but I haven't heard of any towers being blown up in the name of Christianity. I haven't heard anybody getting beheaded in the name of Christianity by any group like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Boko Haram. That's just to name a couple off the top of my head. From 9/11 all the way up to hell, Fort Lauderdale, that's been all Muslims, not Christians. I'll be the first one to go after the Christian religion. I have no problem with it. I might be religious, but I don't believe in mass religion. I know I just got myself in trouble. That's a whole different discussion to go on. I mean, we have Fort Hood shootings, both of them. The Muslim drawing contest attack. Pulse nightclub attack. Fort Lauderdale shooting. San Bernardino. Boston bombing. World Trade Centers. Pentagon. And the list is going on and on. But this is the fake news that Democrats believe and push. That all the other religions are just as violent. Do you every now and then have some single psycho saying, I did this in the name of God? Yes. Is he part of some larger group like, again, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Hamas? No. That is the rhetoric that is pushed upon the Democrats. And that's their view, and that just shows you right now how dangerous they are. And there's actually 1 in 10 Democrats believe that Islam is less violent than other religions. Now, only 2% view Islam than Republicans. I mean, you're only talking, what, an uptick of 1%. No, that would be 10% for Democrats, and 2% of Republicans view that Islam is more passive than other faiths. 10% of Democrats believe that Islam is less violent, is more passive than other. That screams that should be absolutely zero. Anybody that thinks that Islam is more peaceful than any other religion, well, that's beyond opinions, and that's going on to maybe, you need some help there. It's amazing. But that screams the state the Democrat Party is in. And how much of a danger they are at this time with that mentality. It really is a danger when you have that sick of a mentality. It's amazing. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh. "25% of Republican voters believe Islam encouragement of violence is level with the Christianity doctrines. I just want to know which what Christian group is running around attacking people in the name of God. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the High Plains Pundit.com. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying caffeine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Well, this one doesn't surprise me, and I pretty much predicted we would see this. A whistleblower has come forward, and the global warming data has been manipulated prior to the Paris conference. A high-level whistleblower at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has revealed that the organization published manipulated data in a major 2015 report on climate change in order to maximize impact on world leaders at the UN Climate Conference in Paris in 2015. According to the report in the Mail on Sunday, NOAA scientist Dr. John Bates has produced irrefutable evidence that NOAA study denying the pause in global warming in the period since 1998 was based on false and misleading data. This has happened multiple times, people. I've said it before. They only can prove global warming, whatever you want to call the new climate change. Of course, climate changes. That's what it does. Is through false data. The NOAA study was published in June of 2015 by the journal Science under the title Possible Artifact of Data Bias in the Recent Global Surface Warming Hiatus. Dr. Bates accused the lead author of the paper, Thomas Clark, of insisting on decisions and scientific choices that maximize warming and minimize documentation. Bates says that Carl did so in an effort to discredit the notion of global warming pause, rushed so that he could time publication to influence national and international deliberations on climate policy. Bates said that NOAA bypassed its own protocols, never subjecting the report to NOAA's strict internal evaluation process. Rather, NOAA's superiors rushed the study through in a blatant attempt to intensify the impact of the paper on the Paris meeting on climate change. The Pause Buster paper produced by NOAA in 2015 was based on two new sets of temperature data, one measuring land temperature and the other sea temperature, both of which turned out to be flawed. According to reports, NOAA has now decided to replace the sea temperature data set just 18 months after it was issued because it used reliable methods which overstated the speed of warming. A report increase in sea surface temperature was due to upward adjustments of readings from fixed and floating buoys to agree with water temperatures measured by ships. Bates says that NOAA had good data from buoys, but then they threw it out and corrected it by using bad data from ships. You never change good data to agree with bad data, but that's what they did, so as to make it look as if the sea was warmer. The land temperature data set, on the other hand, was the victim of a software bug that renders the conclusions unstable. Climate change skeptics have long insisted that scientists are susceptible to political and social pressures to produce the right kind of data to back up specific policy decisions. This is what I've said on both my specials, and I've been saying for a while now. We have data that's being twisted to meet the needs of politicians. If we can keep politicians' hands out of these types of organizations, and that data came out saying there was a warm, I would be behind that data, that movement. Too many politicians and too many, just humans altogether, see the profitability in climate change. They see how they can control people. So basically, power and greed has led them down a path that's destroying possibly some work that could be done. The person that seems to have written the paper is not exactly against the idea of global warming.
A climate scientist with a PhD from Columbia University and NASA GISS has pointed to a publication and funding bias as a key to understand how scientific consensus can be manipulated. Although scientists are held up as a model of independent thinkers and unbiased seekers of truth, the reality is that they depend on funding even more than other professions and will study what they are paid to study. The Obama administration, which persistently denied that a climate debate even existed, channeled billions of federal dollars into programs and study that supported its claims while silencing contrary opinions. That is not what science is about. Science is an ever-changing, evolutionary process. They're still discussing Einstein's theories. If that tells you anything. And President Obama kept going out there and saying the discussion has ended. When you do that, that tells me you have something to hide. Science is ever changing. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Does this mean that we should go and pollute and do whatever we want? No. But we should put policies in that are realistic. Policies that are not cutting our legs out underneath of us. Most of these companies go overseas to China, not just for cheap labor. That's one part of it. But the energy is penny on the dollars compared to what they pay for here in the United States. Think about it. It's cheaper for them to go overseas, ship these items to us, to sell them than make them here. That tells you how much the energy difference is. We shouldn't be cutting our legs out underneath of us. And I've said it before, the best way I can compare it with this global warming crap that's going on. We've stubbed our toe. Realistically, we stubbed our environmental toe. And now these leftists want to cut our leg off to fix the problem. That is not the solution, people. Government actions have corrupted science, which has been flooded by money to produce political correct results. The government needs to come forth and admit that the truth of global warming. Warming is not the problem. Government actions are the problem. When these papers come out, because there's been so many purposely falsified documents, I don't trust them. I don't trust them anymore. Not long after the study's publication, the U.S. House of Representatives Science Committee initiated an inquiry into its claims that no pause in global warming had existed. NOAA refused to comply with subpoenas demanding internal emails and falsely claimed that no one had raised concerns about the paper internally. Doesn't that throw up red flags into your head? Because it does mine. Refuse fascism, sorry. It's a group that was behind the Berkeley riots. They received $50,000 from a group which has its ties to socialist billionaire George Soros. The Alliance for Global Justice, which is funded by George Soros-backed Tides Foundation, reportedly donated $50,000 fund to Refuse Fascism, which openly brags about using violence to shut down conservatives and libertarian speech. Again, here's my shocked face. Alliance for Global Justice received $2.2 million in funding for the fiscal year ending in March 2016. One of the group's biggest donor is the Tides Foundation, a non-profit funded by billionaire progressive philanthropist George Soros. Surprise, surprise. Other notable donors include the city of Tuscan, and the United Steel Workers Labor Union. The city gave $10,000 and the union gave $5,000. Charities associated with several major corporations also donated. The Ben & Jerry's Foundation, the charity associated with the ice cream maker, gave $20,000. And a bit of irony is seen in the $5,000 contribution from the Peace Development Fund, a group that claims to support organizations that fight for human rights and social justice. The group defended the violent riot at Berkeley on Facebook, which left numerous Trump supporters and fans of Milo injured and bloody before deleting their posts. Dismantling police fence is not violent. And to compare preventing someone like that from speaking to real-world violence that they perpetrated every day is ludicrous. These people are not interested in free speech. They're not interested in your rights. They're interested in doing whatever the hell they want when they want. And the Democrat Party keeps backing these violent groups. It should come as no surprise that the Democrat Party is not out for the best of this country. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. TheHighPlainsPundit.com. I will be back tomorrow right here at 11 a.m. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.